I'm 88 years old, and my hands won't stop shaking. 3 days ago, my husband of 70 years died in my arms. Everyone at the funeral said we were soulmates, that we were proof true love exists. Our great-grandchildren begged to know our secret. But in his final 30 seconds of life, he whispered something that turned 70 years of memories into lies. And I can't tell anyone, because it would destroy everything our family believes about us. So I'm telling you. My name is Ruth. My husband was Edward. We met in 1953 at a diner in Pennsylvania. I was a waitress. He was a mechanic with grease under his fingernails and the kindest eyes I'd ever seen. He proposed after 3 months. We married after 6. Everyone said we were rushing. They were wrong. We had 70 beautiful years together. 4 children, 12 grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren, a lifetime of Sunday dinners and anniversary dances, and growing old in the same house where we raised our babies. Edward never raised his voice, never forgot a birthday, never went to bed angry. He was the man every woman dreams of, and every husband tries to be. 2 weeks ago, pancreatic cancer took him so fast, we barely had time to say goodbye. Hospice set up a bed in our living room. The kids rotated shifts, but that last night it was just us. Around 2 a.m., Edward's eyes opened, clear, focused. The morphine fog completely lifted. "Ruthie," he whispered, "I need to tell you something before I go." I thought this was the final "I love you," the goodbye we'd been building toward. I was wrong. "Do you remember our wedding night?" he asked. Of course I did. We were so nervous we could barely speak. It was awkward and sweet and perfectly us. "You cried afterward," he continued. "You said you were happy, that you couldn't believe you got to spend your whole life with me." I nodded, tears already falling. "You were lying," Edward said. "I knew you were lying because earlier that day, before the ceremony, I found the letter." My blood turned to ice. The letter from Michael, the one you hid in your shoe, the one where he begged you not to marry me, where he said he'd made a terrible mistake breaking up with you, and that he was coming back from California to stop the wedding. Michael, a name I hadn't spoken in 70 years. "Edward, I can explain." "You don't have to. I read the whole thing. I saw that you'd written him back, that you told him not to come, that you were marrying me, and that was final. I saw you choose me, Ruthie, even though you loved him." He was crying now, his breathing labored. "I never said anything because I knew what you'd done. You'd chosen duty over passion, stability over excitement, me over him. And I spent 70 years trying to make sure you never regretted that choice. Every romantic gesture, every surprise, every time I put you first. It was all because I was terrified that one day you'd wake up and realize you'd married the wrong man. I performed being your soulmate because I knew I wasn't. I knew he was." The heart monitor was beeping faster. "But here's what I need to tell you before I die, Ruthie. Here's the secret I've carried for 70 years. He gripped my hand with surprising strength. It worked. Somewhere around year 25, I stopped performing. I stopped trying to be good enough. Because you'd fallen in love with me. Really fallen. Not settled. Not compromised. Fallen. I saw it in your eyes. The way you looked at me changed. The gloves came off. You weren't choosing me out of duty anymore. You were choosing me because you wanted me. And that, Ruthie, that was worth every single day of trying, every moment of fear that I wasn't enough. Because I got to watch you fall in love with me slowly, honestly, completely. Most people get passion that burns out. We got something better. We got love that grew, that deepened, that became real through the choosing of it. He took a shuddering breath. So here's what I need to know before I go. Was I right? Did you fall in love with me? Or did you just get so good at pretending that even I couldn't tell the difference? Those were his last words. He died waiting for an answer I couldn't give him. The funeral was yesterday. Everyone said beautiful things. Our daughter Mary told stories about what an amazing father he was. Our son James talked about Edward's integrity. The pastor called us a model marriage. And I sat there knowing the truth. Edward spent 70 years performing love out of fear, and I spent 70 years performing contentment over heartbreak. We were both actors in a play neither of us auditioned for. Except last night I couldn't sleep. I went through old boxes looking for something, anything, to help me answer the question Edward died asking. And I found my diaries, decades of them. I read the entry from our wedding night in 1953. I married Edward today. My heart still aches for Michael, but I made the right choice. Edward is good. He is kind. This is what love should be built on. Then I read one from 1965. Edward brought me flowers today for no reason. Michael never did that. I'm starting to think I didn't lose anything when he left. I think I dodged a bullet. From 1978. 25 years today, Edward still makes me laugh, still knows exactly what I need. I can't remember the last time I thought about Michael. I think I'm finally, truly happy. From 1995. I was cleaning out the attic and found the letter from Michael, the one from our wedding day. I read it and felt nothing. Not anger, not longing, nothing. Because the man I'm married to is the love of my life, and it took me 30 years to realize it. Edward is my person. He always was. And the last entry, from just 6 months ago. Edward held my hand during my doctor's appointment today. He's held my hand for 70 years, and it still feels like home. I can't imagine existing without him. He is the best decision I ever made. Edward asked me if I fell in love with him or just got good at pretending. Here's my answer, written on the back of his funeral program, buried with him this morning. Yes, my darling, I fell. Slowly at first, then all at once. You weren't my first choice, but you were my best choice, my final choice, my only choice that mattered. And if I could do it all again, I'd choose you faster. I'd choose you first, because you were always the one. It just took me a while to see it. Rest easy, my love. You were enough. You were always more than enough. You were everything. So here's what I learned after 70 years. Love isn't finding the right person. It's choosing to become the right person for each other. Every single day. Edward and I both started our marriage afraid, both performing, both trying to be worthy of each other. And somewhere in all that performing, in all that trying, we actually became what we were pretending to be. We became soulmates, not because we were destined, but because we built it. Brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice. That's real love.